In the journey of love and relationships, we often think that the key to our happiness lies in other people's approval and love. But imagine a life where your happiness isn't dependent on someone else's whims and affections, and where your emotional health isn't determined by fleeting glances, unanswered texts, or vague communications. This is not a far-off dream. It's a real situation that you can experience right now. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that stresses inner peace and resilience. By studying its timeless ideas, we can find the key to happiness that doesn't depend on outside circumstances. But how does this relate to wanting someone to miss you? In today's video, we'll explore the deep insights of Stoicism and how they can transform both our personal growth and our relationships in the most profound ways. Join us as we learn how to leave a lasting impression without manipulation or careful planning, but by embodying a spirit of self-sufficiency and inner tranquility. By committing to personal growth, fostering emotional independence, and valuing the present without relying on others, we naturally become more attracted to others, which is a paradox. Not forgettable, don't forget to like, follow, and watch the whole video. Each part was carefully thought out to help you live a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Number 1. Giving up the need to control. The Stoics had the wise idea that a lot of our stress, frustration, and even deep despair come from trying to control things that we can't. We all do it, putting in a lot of effort to change situations, outcomes, and even other people to fit our needs, only to realize that we can't control much of it. This may sound sad at first, but it's meant to free us from the chains we've put on ourselves that hold us back from achieving our goals. To use Stoic wisdom as an example, it's not about letting life happen to us, it's about focusing on what we can really change: our attitudes, choices, and responses. This is where we can really make a difference, and by focusing on this, we can improve our patience, understanding, and resilience. This is where real peace lies. Think about the idea of giving up power. Stoicism tells us to go with the flow of life. It helps us to differentiate our actions from their results. We can put our all into our efforts, sure, but the outcomes often they're out of our hands, and that's okay. It doesn't make our efforts worthless. It just means we view them from a healthier, more realistic perspective by aligning our actions with our values and letting go of specific results. We live more fully and authentically. Moreover, Stoic teachings challenge us to see every situation as a chance to grow and to test our assumptions about what control, success, and security really mean. We often find that our real strength doesn't come from controlling everything around us, but from mastering our inner landscape in day-to-day life. This means becoming more adaptable and open to the unexpected. It means welcoming life's surprises with a calm mind and a heart ready to learn from whatever comes our way. It's about handling life's challenges with grace and seeing them as chances to grow and understand ourselves better. As we integrate this Stoic principle into our daily routines, we notice deeper connections in our relationships, reduced stress, and a greater appreciation for the here and now. We start to see that control isn't the secret to happiness. Instead, it's about balance, acceptance, and inner tranquility. Letting go of our need for control isn't giving up. It's about regaining our power in the best way possible. It's about starting a journey towards inner freedom that changes how we see and interact with the world, leading us to a life defined not by approval from others, but by inner peace, resilience, and a deep sense of purpose. People often feel the need to control others because they want things to be safe and predictable. As a result, the need to be in charge can cause worry, anxiety, and strained relationships. Being able to let go of this need can help you live a more peaceful, trusting, and caring life. Allowing ourselves to lose control doesn't mean we become passive or uninterested. It means we trust that life will work out as it should. We can become more resilient, improve our relationships, and find inner peace by accepting uncertainty. Know the signs of being in charge. Find the ideas and actions that show you want to be in charge. Some of these are micromanaging, planning too much, and getting stressed out when things don't go as planned. To make a change, you must first be aware of it. Know what the underlying causes are. Think about why you need to be in charge. You might not trust other people, be afraid of the unknown, or have bad situations in the past. Figuring out the problem's root cause can help you fix it. Learn to accept what is. Learn to be okay with people and things the way they are. Realizing the truth can help you feel less stressed than trying to control it, but it doesn't mean you have to like everything that happens. Building trust. Believe in yourself, other people, and life itself. It can help you let go of control to believe that things will work out, even if they don't go the way you planned. Pay attention to what you can change. Turn your attention to things you can change, like your own responses, attitudes, and actions. This can give you strength and make you feel less useless. Learn to be mindful and strong. Meditation and deep breathing are examples of mindfulness techniques that can help you stay in the present and worry less about the future. When you build endurance, you can handle changes better. Ask for help and take turns being responsible. Do not be afraid to ask for help and divide up your duties with other people. This not only makes things easier for you, but it also brings people together and encourages them to work together. By following these rules, you can slowly let go of the need to be in charge, which will lead to a more healthy and peaceful life. Number 2, choosing self-growth. Choosing self-growth over outside approval. Have you ever felt like other people need to tell you how valuable you are? It's easy to fall into the trap of looking for happiness in other people, especially when it comes to relationships. But what if your real happiness comes from within? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, tells us to focus on what we can control, like our thoughts and actions, and let go of what we can't, like how other people feel or act toward us. This doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we become stronger and find happiness inside ourselves, not from other people's approval. When you're waiting for someone to miss you or show that they want to be with you, it's like giving them remote control over your feelings. You end up responding to their moves, which can really make you feel bad. That remote is given back to you by whirlwind stoicism. It gives us tools to grow traits like wisdom and courage, fair play, and moderation. Developing these virtues helps us become strong, tough people who find happiness not in other people's approval, but in their own progress and successes. This Stoic mindset doesn't mean we should cut ourselves off from others or stop caring. On the contrary, Stoicism promotes forming robust, meaningful connections based on mutual respect and understanding rather than on dependency or neediness. And here's a cool paradox: by focusing on our personal growth and striving to be our best selves, we naturally become more interesting and appealing to others. People are naturally attracted to those who are confident, passionate about their pursuits, and comfortable in their own skin. So the less we chase someone's attention, the more likely they are to take notice, because we're living our most authentic lives. So how about we start redirecting our energies instead of seeking validation? Let's pour our hearts into nurturing our inner world. Let's invest time in learning new skills, picking up new hobbies, and really digging deep into our personal values and what makes us tick. This journey of self-discovery and improvement isn't just rewarding in itself. It also makes us far more admirable and, yes, missable to others. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing our desires or denying our need for connections. It's here to remind us that our happiness and value don't hinge on them. By grounding ourselves in Stoic principles, we can achieve a peaceful, satisfying, and genuinely independent life. Let's embrace this Stoic way, focus on bettering ourselves, and find our joy from within. That, my friends, is where true happiness is truly found. Choosing self-growth means putting money and time into yourself with the goal of improving and growing as a person. To go on this trip, you need to know your strengths and weaknesses, set personal and professional goals, and be open to change and new challenges. By making self-growth a priority, people can improve their skills, feel better about themselves, and find more happiness in their lives. This process is good for the person and has a positive effect on their relationships, job, and health in general. Being self-aware. Start by getting to know yourself. Think about your passions, values, strengths, and places where you could do better. Being self-aware is the first step to growing as a person. Setting goals. Set goals that are clear and attainable. These goals should be clear, measured, attainable, relevant, and have a due date. SMART. They can be short-term or long-term. Accept learning. Make a promise to keep learning. Read books, take classes, go to events, and look for new things to do that will push you and help you learn more. Ask for feedback. Ask others for helpful comments on a regular basis. This can give you useful information and ideas that you hadn't thought of before. Build up your resilience. Learn how to get back on your feet after a loss. Being resilient helps you see problem as chances to grow instead of as problems that need to be solved. Learn to be kind to yourself. During your growth process, be kind to yourself. Accept that you are making progress and know that making mistakes is a normal part of learning. Do something. Follow through with your plans. Always work toward your goals and change things as needed. Keep in mind that growth is an ongoing process, not a single event. Choosing to grow as a person is a proactive and powerful choice. It takes hard work, perseverance, and a positive attitude. If you follow these 7 tips, you can start a rewarding journey of growth in your personal and work life. Number 3. Independence and being able to handle your feelings. Stoicism is based on the idea that we can choose how to react to things that happen to us, even if we can't always change what happens to us. This idea doesn't just set us free, it gives us the keys to our inner freedom. Stoicism isn't about hiding your emotions or acting like the world doesn't affect you. Instead, it's about being aware of your feelings, really understanding them, and then deciding not to let them run your life. The Stoics had a pretty clear mantra: focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. This isn't just a way to find peace within, it's also a useful way to stay emotionally strong. Now think about how this works in real life. If someone cuts you off in traffic, or a friend cancels plans at the last minute, Stoicism teaches us to ignore it and focus on how we react instead of the event itself. This way of thinking encourages independence, which is both powerful and very helpful. And no, being independent doesn't mean you'll be going it alone. It actually helps you connect with others more deeply from a place of power and self-confidence. For example, Stoicism helps us understand that while it's great to love and care for others, our own happiness shouldn't depend on their actions or approval. This way of thinking encourages us to build relationships based on mutual respect and real connection, not out of fear of being alone or needy dependence. By strengthening our emotions, we can enjoy deeper, more meaningful relationships without losing who we are in them. Living in tune with nature and taking life's ups and downs is a big part of Stoicism. This makes us emotionally stronger. As the saying goes, adapting to change is a true test of our resilience. So how do we get there? It starts with being self-aware. It's important to regularly check in with your thoughts and feelings, especially when you're facing challenges. Being grateful, staying in the present, and making sure your daily activities are in line with your core values are also very important. Finally, we need to question our perceptions and ask ourselves if our reactions are really appropriate for the situation or if they're based on old habits or beliefs. Being patient doesn't mean going through life without any problems or needing anyone else. Instead, it means becoming your own lighthouse in storms by following rules that have stood the test of time. The path to personal independence and emotional strength isn't just a one-way street. It's enriched by the knowledge of those who have gone before us. As we follow these Stoic principles, we'll discover that our ability to find joy, our strength in hard times, and our ability to keep relationships healthy all grow in ways we never thought possible. Let's get through life's storms by standing strong together instead of running away. Independence refers to the ability to think and act autonomously without undue influence from others. It involves self-reliance, critical thinking, and the confidence to make decisions based on one's own values and beliefs. Independence is crucial for personal growth and empowerment, allowing individuals to navigate life with a sense of control and purpose. Emotional flexibility is the capacity to adapt one's emotional responses to different situations effectively. It involves recognizing and managing one's emotions, understanding others' emotions, and responding appropriately. Emotional flexibility is essential for maintaining mental well-being, building resilience, and fostering healthy relationships. It allows individuals to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and composure, leading to more fulfilling personal and professional lives. Lesson in 7 points: self-awareness, independence. Understand your strengths, weaknesses, values, and beliefs. Regular self-reflection helps in making decisions aligned with your true self. Emotional flexibility. Recognize your emotions and triggers. Practice mindfulness to stay attuned to your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Decision-making. Independence. Develop critical thinking skills. Evaluate information objectively and make decisions based on rational analysis rather than external pressures. Emotional flexibility. Consider emotional impacts when making decisions. Balance logic with. Use empathy to make sure that the choices you make are kind and thoughtful. Strengths. Develop a growth attitude to be independent. Instead of seeing difficulties as problems, see them as chances to learn and grow as a person. Emotional flexibility means being able to deal with problems and changes in a good way. As a way to deal with your feelings, try deep breathing, writing in a book, or talking to a friend you trust. Relationships with other people. Independence. Set and stick to healthy limits. Be open to other people's points of view while still respecting your own wants and values. Emotional flexibility. Learn to listen actively and understand how others feel. To build stronger relationships and mutual respect, it's important to understand and support other people's feelings. Getting message. Independence. Say what you want to say in a clear and confident way. Be honest about how you feel and what you think without being mean or silent. Emotional flexibility. Change how you talk to people and events based on your emotional flexibility. To handle talks well, use emotional intelligence, taking care of yourself. Independence. Put your health first. Do things that are good for your body, mind, and spirit. Emotional flexibility. Keep an eye on your mental health. To stay balanced and lower your stress, do things like meditate, work out, or have hobbies. Setting goals. Independence. Make goals for yourself that are in line with your ideals and goals. Make plans that you can follow to reach your goals. Emotional flexibility means being ready to change your goals as things happen. Be willing to change your mind and be open to new chances that fit with your new priorities. Independence and mental flexibility are two skills that work well together to help people grow as individuals and as members of society. People can handle life's problems with confidence and style if they work on being self-aware, being resilient, and communicating clearly. These skills help people feel more independent and improve their mental health, which makes for a more healthy and satisfying life. Number 4. Let's look at the deep teachings of Stoic philosophers like Sina for help finding value in life. Empire of Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. These philosophers really stress how important it is to align our lives with our true nature and the larger rhythm of the world. At its core, this philosophy tells us to figure out what's important and to follow these rules with all our hearts for Stoics. The real meaning of life isn't about chasing outside success, getting rich, or getting praise. Instead, it's about developing our virtues, such as honesty, virtue, and integrity. It's about working for the common good, getting involved in our communities, and making relationships based on respect and understanding. To live a meaningful life, we have to take a deep dive into our inner selves. We have to ask ourselves hard questions about who we are and what we really value. This makes us more likely to stick to our values, even when things get hard or it seems easier to just follow what society says. During this journey of self-reflection, Stoicism guides us to look closely at not only our deeds, but also the reasons behind them. Are we acting out of real virtue, or are we just looking for approval from other people? Stoicism also teaches us that things outside of our control are temporary and stresses the importance of focusing on what we can change. Having this mindset is very freeing. It frees us from the pointless pursuit of trying to control the uncontrollable and directs our energy toward areas where we can truly make a difference in the world around us, in our attitudes, choices, and responses. Creating a meaningful life is less about our accomplishments and more about how we live and the mindset we adopt every day. Adopting a Stoic approach means accepting that suffering and setbacks are normal parts of life. Instead of seeing these as obstacles to happiness, we can see them as chances to grow, become more resilient, and gain a deeper understanding of life's complexities. This doesn't mean we want to suffer. It just means we find purpose in getting through it. In reality, we can learn from it and move on with a stronger spirit and a more compassionate heart. Meaningful life includes both small daily actions and bigger ones. You can see this in the Kinsey Wood and in those quiet moments. We can enjoy the beauty of nature, take care of ourselves, and grow our relationships when we think about our place in the universe. Stoic ideas guide these actions, which make up a rich fabric of a well-lived life. Let's not forget the Stoic, no one should have to go through life's journey alone. It's a road we all take together, helping each other along the way with our shared knowledge and experiences. Stoicism is a way to live that not only helps us deal with life's problems, but it also helps us thrive in them. At every turn, finding joy gives life purpose and meaning. A meaningful life is one that is full of meaning, satisfaction, and connection. It's about figuring out what makes your life worth living and following those things with purpose and commitment. Creating a meaningful life requires self-reflection, living in line with your ideals, and building relationships that make you happy. It's not enough to be successful or happy. You need to find a greater sense of meaning and satisfaction in your daily life and long-term goals as well. Self-reflection and being aware. Spend some time getting to know your beliefs, what you're passionate about, and what's important to you. To get clear on the direction of your life, Regularly reflect on yourself through activities such as writing in a book, meditating, or practicing mindfulness. Set goals with a purpose. Set clear, attainable goals that are in line with your interests and ideals. To stay motivated and keep track of your progress, break these goals down into smaller steps that you can easily handle. Focus on building good relationships. Surround yourself with positive, like-minded people who will help and inspire you. Spend time building strong relationships with family, friends, and people in your neighborhood. Mindfulness and being grateful. Practice saying thank you for the good things in your life on a regular basis. Mindfulness can help you stay in the moment and fully experience what you're going through. Accept and value learning and growth. Always be looking for ways to improve yourself and your career. Accept that things will go wrong sometimes and see them as chances to learn and get better. Help other people. Doing nice things for other people and being of service can help you feel connected and give your life meaning. You can make a difference in other people's lives by volunteering or taking part in community events. Self-care and balance. Keep a good mix between work and life to avoid stress and burnout. Do things that are good for your physical, mental, and social health as a way to prioritize self-care. If you pay attention to these 7 things, you can make your life feel important and complete. It's an ongoing journey that needs commitment, but the rewards are great, giving people a stronger sense of meaning and happiness in their lives. As we come to the end of our trip through the teachings of Stoicism, it's clear that this timeless philosophy gives us more than just advice. It gives us a way of life that is full of wisdom, resilience, and peace. Stoicism helps us focus on what's important so we can handle the ups and downs of life with balance and calm. The strategies and methods we've talked about aren't just ideas. They're real tools that we can use in our daily lives to turn problems into chances for growth and greater understanding. New ideas. When we practice Stoicism, we learn not only to let go of the things we can't change, but also to live in the present moment and enjoy life's simple pleasures and build important relationships. This way of thinking helps us create a place of peace inside ourselves that stays stable no matter what chaos is going on around us. Following the Stoic path doesn't mean a life without problems. Instead, it gives us the peace to accept the things we can't change and the courage to change the things we can while staying true to our values. Stoic principles teach us that we can't change the world, but we can change how we see it, what we do, and how we react to it. As we apply these principles to our daily lives, we start to see changes in how we define happiness, success, and fulfillment. We realize that real satisfaction doesn't come from outside praise or material things, but from living in harmony with our core beliefs and values. This is the key to a truly fulfilling and joyful life. Thank you for joining me on this enlightening journey where timeless wisdom meets our everyday lives. Let's keep discovering and evolving together for more insights. Until we meet again, I think you should watch one of the videos on the screen. Remember that the most important trip is the one that takes us inside ourselves.